outside. It is my very loud house guest. Meanwhile, he's outside the house. Um, but notwithstanding, I'm gonna be playing some music. Hopefully, it isn't too distracting and too loud. And if it is, please say so in the comments. But the music is it's a selection that I've chosen to represent certain messages that I will be saying to the Nigerian people, to the Nigerian government, or whatever. In this case, right now, what's playing is "Overkilling It" by Genie and another favorite artist of mine, Jesse Jaggs. Um, and in it, he talks about I did calm down. Oh. I did calm down. Oh. Nothing say this man be mumu. And that represents all of us in Nigeria right now. I've done protests. I've been on the streets during Occupy Nigeria. I've been beaten by supposedly thugs who ran towards the police who had barricaded the secretariat and the secretariat. So I've done it all. My NGO has fought um, for the unlawful killing of some citizens in Akko some years back. We won a $3.8 million judgment from the ECOWAS court, and that's why we went to ECOWAS because the Nigerian judiciary, well, we weren't getting anywhere there. But in the ECOWAS court, we got fair judgment, fair hearing, and a $3.8 million judgment, which the government has not acknowledged. So this time around, my lawfare campaign is designed specifically to negate such tactics that the government will take to douse us. And at this point in time, I would like us to respectfully remember those that died in such struggles during the NSAS protests. And I bring them up, one, to honor their memory, because this country, I've heard it so many times, I've said it myself, I cannot die for this country. But I think section 25, 24, 25, 26, I'm not sure, I can't remember right now. There's a part of it, subsection B, that I remember, where it talks about the duty of the citizen. And one of the duties is basically you need to do whatever it takes to defend your country, to promote the best parts of your country. I can't quote it directly for you right now. And while I have absolute um, respect for any member of our armed forces, and I don't think there's any member of the armed forces that I've met that I haven't first thanked for their service, because I cannot do what you do. But I believe we can all each serve in our own little way, and this is mine. This is my duty to defend the Constitution. I have the ability to do so. I have the courage to do so, and I believe if the Nigerian public are enlightened enough, which is what my NGO has been created to do, enlightened enough about their rights, their duties, and the the true benefits and dividends of democracy, not the words that we keep banding about. No, the actual, real benefits of democracy. Then yeah, maybe we can start to feel like a country, start to feel like, yeah, I can stand up. President Kennedy once famously said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." I believe that should apply to every single nation across the world. And as a committee of nations, and as a population of the globe, there are certain times when we do need to rise up and speak as a collective, as a collective um, populace. Case in point right now would be something like what's happening in the Middle East, in Gaza, internationally and locally. Here is what I'm talking about here: the unconstitutional privatization of our national assets, things that resources and assets that should be to our collective benefit, um, but were shared to individuals and groups, to the detriment of us all. And again, remember, subsidy is gone because of this sort of policy, because the constitution asks or demands that Nigeria does not have to be that hard for a citizen. That's the entire essence of chapter 2. Nigeria does not have to be that hard for its citizens. So again, trying to learn how to not ramble. Mr. President, Your Excellency Atiku Abubakar, and any other person, Peter Obi, who like me feels they are in a good position to drive this country forward. Let us for once think of the people first. If your policies, if your manifestos, if your visions for Nigeria are not people oriented, then there cannot be any alignment ideologically with someone like me. The reason why I believe I am here to fulfill the late Emir's vision is because I am 100% people oriented, and I believe, as if we were to look along the political spectrum line, I am a socialist by inclination, which is why I am leaning towards a particular political party. But we, the United Tribes of Nigeria, have a proposal for a restructuring of this country along tribal lines, hence the United Tribes of Nigeria vision. And in that vision, we have an olive branch for you, Mr. President, and for you, um, Your Excellency Atiku Abubakar. And in line with that, also four other political leaders from the six political geopolitical zones. You've been around the block enough times, and Mr. President, you've at least scratched that itch with your first term of 4 years, which, as Nigerians will tell you, it hasn't been a picnic. Um, Unlike most people, I don't directly blame you for the economic mess that we're in. That was that was the warning was given to us by Sanusi Lamido when he was CBN governor. As in alarm don't blow, yawa don't gas, so money where we suppose they save, we don't blow and fire the mountains. I think Okonjo Iweala at the time also supported what he said. He lost his job for saying it, and but here we are. Like I said, I always said I do not envy any president between the years 2015 and possibly maybe 2035. That is the the hole that the former CBN governor was telling us. Oh boy, we don't fall. Instead of saying we won't fall, we don't enter. Coming out of that hole will take a monumental economic shift. One that so far, between the PDP and the APC and the direction they've taken, is not going to get us there anytime soon. Most especially with the wanton waste of of national resources on a select few. In this particular case, our government. You have There was a day when, during, I think it was during Jonathan's time, President Jonathan's time, I was with a South Korean business partner. So we were heading for a meeting, and as usual, when the president is passing, they shut down the road, right? And oh my goodness, man, the convoy that passed in front of us. This convoy was, oof, 5 minutes, I think, is not an over exaggeration. I think most of us in Nigeria would know that, yeah, it's not an exaggeration. At what point, my friend had to go. That has to be the most powerful person on the planet because he has never seen anybody, even the president of the United States, does not move with a convoy that long. Now, granted, that's the president, but we've all seen the prime minister of the United Kingdom's convoy, and these the waste is phenomenal. I mean, these convoys they start from the president all the way down to even a local government council. What are you talking about councils? Private individuals now have convoys. You know, that's how upside down a society we are. You know what I mean? We claim insecurity, and yet a sizable portion of our security details, especially with the police, are doing private, private security for our VIPs. Anybody with money right now has siren and is moving up and down. So the suffering in the country can be drastically reduced when the few that we have put in our government to run our affairs for us are doing largesse and jolly with our money. They have shared it. People say, don't you think privatization is a good thing? Let's take GSM and the privatization of, of Nitel as an example. Forget the fiasco of Pentasco under Malam Nasser El-Rufai and the DPE, because we need to our in our organization will be looking into that in terms of exactly what for me really I'm not really into digging into the past, to be honest with you. I'm not one of those let's go after them. Everybody just go amnesty, go even Yahoo boys. Why are you chasing Yahoo boys? I'm gonna divert. This is just an after. Why are you chasing Yahoo boys when you should be saying, oh boy, this world is heading towards cyber warfare, AI, and all these things and all of that. So these boys have an undeniable talent that is internationally recognized, not for good reasons, but it is internationally recognized. Then why in God's name are we not creating an agency and putting these boys in and paying them well, making them celebrities? Well, when we say I'm agent so and so from this agency, that floss woman that they do for club and everything, do it, but for the right reasons, and do it where we become a global. Because trust me, if you put those boys to correct thinking, anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about, which is basically um, I have an olive branch for six geopolitical leaders of that caliber of elders who still seek a leadership role in this country. The people, Fispeth, Idi, on behalf of the Nigerian people, say we thank you very much for your service, but in terms of running our affairs, our government, thank you very much. What we require from you now is, as elder statesmen, please be ambassadors for your respective regions. President Tinubu for the Southwest and the Oduduwa people. Someone like Peter Obi for the Southeast. The Southwest, South South. General General Wiki. All due respect to my honorable minister, but just like Trump, just like Trump, um, Nigerian politics would be dull without Wiki, without the likes of Wiki, Dino, and our first lady, Dave, Patience, Jonathan. Oh boy, we can never forget Chai, and that has become part of our national lingua right now. Oh, Patience, Madam Patience, we miss you. We miss you. Not like that, but Mama, we miss you in the public sphere. That's why I'm saying that the United Tribes of Nigeria wishes to honor our elders, right? So, you know, all this wealth and everything that is being mismanaged and misappropriated, we can what are retirement homes in the US and in the UK and all these things? These are their own. That's their own, the Western idea of how to look after the old and aged. Uh, Wait, man, let me show you how we can take care of you people. It is to jolly and people who will take care of you people. But let the little man, the common man down there also wet his beak. There's enough to go around. That's the problem. You see, you have people burying money in soccerways and their houses. That's just sheer madness. Sheer madness. Money that could have gone to what the Constitution says: free healthcare, free housing, free education. How much money does anyone need? The difference between someone who has $500 million and $30 billion is not much. It's not much. You will still dine in the same areas. You will still be members of the same clubs. You don't need that much. More importantly, if there is parity, the tension in this powder keg that everybody thinks is going to explode at any given point will just douse down. It will just douse down. Let's feed people. Let's clothe people. Let's shelter people. Let's provide them with adequate medical care. You're all running up and down, going to God knows where, this place, that place, when you could just put a fraction of our budget into setting up world-class facilities in the 6 geopolitical zones. Just 6 world-class hospitals. Give me the budget and let me see how impossible that vision or that dream is in comparison to the bonanza that our political elite seem to be engaged in. Dashing people SUVs left, right, and center. There are congressmen in the US that ride to work on bicycles.
Let your music
For
taste
goodness
shine
sake.
with Premium. Host a jam with your friends
Public
and share your favorite
service.
songs with the entire squad
Public
without
service.
ad breaks.
That
You can
is
also
what
play your
this
favorite
thing
albums
is
in
all
any order
about.
with unlimited skips and repeats.
If you do
Press
not
the banner
know,
to learn
the
more.
people that work in the White House are people who usually earn 6-figure salaries as private contractors. When they work in the White House, when they feel privileged enough to be selected to work in the White House, they are dropping down to peanuts per week, but they're doing it to serve. Anyway, just in case this thing is still recording because I've gone way over, I will just end it here and check it up. So thank you very much, and we'll catch you on the next one. No, that's just low battery.
So the other one was